Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and what if I told you in just under 2 months, a very interesting RPG is dropping. That RPG is Vampyr, and I've discussed it on the channel in the past. The reason I'm so excited for it is because it's by Don't Nod Entertainment, who I find to be one of the more underrated developers in our games industry, but also they have a very unique concept at hand that if executed just right, can bring about the potential of one of the better RPGs to drop in recent years. So with that exciting potential at hand, it has my curiosity. The concept I'm referring to is you are playing as Dr. Jonathan Reed, and as this doctor, you must find a cure to save the city, right? But on the other hand, you become a vampire, and you are cursed to feed on those who you're actually supposed to be trying to heal. So the game instantly presents to you the choice and consequence. Do you feed to survive and sacrifice those for potentially the greater good? Or do you become so strong that you wipe out all the monstrosities and I assume go to more of the evil ending side, we'll call it. Now, according to the developers, there is a web of interconnected citizens, each with their own stories, occupations, etc. And everything's interactable, where when you impact one person's lives, the world around you is going to react to your decisions. So I'm curious to see what happens where if I were to feed on a store owner and then someone comes to me and finds out about that, what exactly would transpire? I also like the idea of when this game is set. London 1918. That's very unique in its own right. As it takes place right after the Great War, the city is devastated by conflict and the flu is spreading among its citizens. So already this game has a unique concept in the terms of a gameplay loop, but on top of that, it also has a setting that is not often used in video games. What I'm trying to say is right now this game has a lot going for it, and after several delays, I'm excited for it to finally drop, especially because while sometimes delays are disheartening, it is exciting to know that this game is getting the time in development that it needs. I also love the idea of tying in the gameplay to choice and consequence. So to better survive against the foes you are encountering like undead skulls, vampire hunters, etc., you need to evolve your vampiric abilities. In order to do that, you have to feed, right? So it brings about a BioShock kind of choice and consequence where you can sacrifice the little sisters and get more Adam, or you can save them and eventually get gifts from Tenenbaum later on. I'm not sure if exactly that's what is going to happen here in Vampyr, but the point being is that when you feed on those citizens, you actually get more blood, I guess, or something that allows you to level up and become more powerful. But if you resist that temptation, the game becomes a little bit more difficult for you. So I'm curious to see how it all pans out. Will the game balance out well? And also, will it reward me taking a risk by trying to be the good guy? And how much will it empower me by being the bad guy? I also like the potential idea here that no one's a winner. I feel like you actually have to kill someone at some point in time, right? So are your choices justified because you're taking out a potential thief or a murderer? That's really up to the player, and also I'm curious to see how the game reacts to it. Will people celebrate you for feeding on another murderer? Isn't that some type of twisted vortex in its own? You can already see this game is presenting a lot of choice, consequence, a lot of thought behind that. And as long as it executes, which I really hope it does, and I feel it can, this game can be an excellent role-playing title. I've always identified Don't Nod as a studio that has excellent ideas, but has never fully executed on them entirely before. So I'm really hoping that with Vampyr, they get it right this time, because this is one I've been paying attention for a while. A story trailer has just dropped that you have been watching in the background, and I simply can't wait for this game to come out on June 5th of this year. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Vampyr in the comments down below, so fire away, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active, I love you all, peace.